Hi there everybody, I'm Bill Keller. I'm a Thrive Life consultant, and in this video I want to talk to you a little bit about what an incredible opportunity we have here with Thrive Life and why I'm a part of it. When we first started with Thrive, I was just looking for some kind of supply for long-term food storage. I was doing cans from the store, and that was okay. I don't like canned food, but we had quite a bit of, canned vegetables and fruits and things like that. But I had a problem with meat. I couldn't find any really meat. I mean, the only thing I could find that was canned that was any good was white chicken breast meat and tuna, and you get awful tired of just those two. So I went online looking for something else, and I stumbled onto the Thrive website, and I was first intrigued by all of the meats that they had. So we started buying some of it, and when we first started buying it, that was our only purpose, was to do some long-term food storage. But then I thought, I don't want to spend thousands of dollars on stocking up my long-term pantry, and without trying it, only to find that when I really need it, I don't like it. So we decided to try a little bit of it to make sure we like it before we invest the money in the long-term storage. And we discovered that we loved it. In fact, we discovered that we started using it on a daily basis. And, like I said, we weren't really interested in doing a business, but we discovered that we liked it so much that we started telling our friends about it. So we figured, well, if we're going to tell our friends about it anyway, we might as well sign up as a consultant, and maybe we can make a few bucks. Maybe we can sell a little bit and just make it available to them. But now, what has happened? Oh my goodness, it's just absolutely blowing us away. My income from Thrive is very quickly reaching the point where it's going to replace my full-time income as a truck driver. And I'm very looking forward to being able to get out of the truck, get off the road. And we're not there yet, but we're headed there, and I never imagined that that could be possible. And we have now made a silver executive in the company, and we are fast approaching gold, and that just blows me away. And in fact, this year, for the first time, we have earned the vacation trip that Thrive has every year, and this year we're going to Aruba. And that's basically only for, top consultants who produce a lot, sell a lot. And I never imagined that could happen to us. Because, we are nothing special. In fact, we had tried, my wife and I have been married, in a few months it'll be 40 years. And we have tried over the past 40 years at least a half a dozen, maybe 8 or 9 different multi-level businesses. I haven't sat down to count them all. I don't even know if I can remember them all. But we miserably failed at every single one of them. If we ever made any money at all, it was usually just enough to break even, and that was it. So we really weren't interested in trying Thrive, or trying yet another multi-level business. But, I had a few friends who were interested, so we decided to do a couple of parties, and we just did our own, we hosted our own. We went and invited a bunch of our friends from church, and we had probably 15 people that came, and it was a really successful party. It was so much fun, and I made a couple $100 from it. I couldn't believe it. I made more in that first party than I'd made in all the other multi-level businesses put together. And then we did a second one with friends from church, so we hosted 2, and out of those we got more, parties, and we were off and running. But, so why is it that Thrive is working for us when none of the others did? Well, it's because Thrive is it's a totally different business. It's a totally different situation from all of the other marketing level businesses. First off, who is our market? Who do we market to? Well, basically, anybody that eats. And that covers an awful lot of people. That's the biggest market of any multi-level business out there. And it's a true residual income. There are other companies that claim to have residual income, and to be fair, they do. Something like Mary Kay, where a woman is going to continue to buy, makeup, or a company that sells some kind of vitamin supplements where, theoretically people are going to continue to buy the supplements. But most of the time, the orders, the amount of the orders is not as high as Thrive. And when somebody buys a supply of something, it's going to last them 6 months. So when they go back to place another order, it's 6 months later. Well, with Thrive, since people are just simply buying groceries, the orders tend to be much higher. I mean, I have orders that coming in. I can tell if people are just trying it. I'll get an order for $27 or $42. But once people are really using it, especially if they're using it on a daily basis, I can't even tell you how many $400 to $1,000 orders I get that come in on a regular basis, because people are not only using it in their everyday cooking, but they're also stockpiling it, for their storage, long-term food storage. So the orders from Thrive tend to be much higher than they are with other companies. And also, people who are using it in their daily cooking, they're going to order every month. They're going to order $200 or so, $300 every single month. And that is true residual income. In fact, if you get them on the delivery program, for me, it's a no-brainer. I sell thousands of dollars every month on the delivery program, and I just don't even have to worry about it. It just comes in every month. These people have, purchased Thrive. They're using Thrive. They love Thrive. They know how it works, and they just let their order come in, or place their order every month. And I just don't even have to worry about it anymore. And that's part of the true magic of Thrive as compared to others. So let's talk a little bit about the market of Thrive food, specifically not Thrive, but of freeze-dried food in general. At first the only food preservation that we had was like pickling, or salting, that kind of thing. And then canning was invented. I don't know exactly when it was. I think it was in the early 1800s. And apparently when canning was first invented, it did not go over very well. A lot of people were very skeptical, and apparently it was decades before people started to actually believe that canned food was safe. And then early 1900s, 1910, 1920, something like that, freezing came in. And once again, people were skeptical. Can you eat something that's been frozen and thawed out again? And it took a while to be accepted. But now canning and freezing are just totally accepted. You don't even think about it. You go and buy, frozen chicken and canned peas without even thinking about it. Well, Thrive food, and especially freeze-dried food, is the same way. It's been around for a while. I can remember, when I was a kid in the Apollo missions, the astronauts were using freeze-dried food. But it hasn't been accepted as daily use. It's still looked at as funny. It's looked at as frankenfood. People don't understand it. They don't trust it. But I believe that is, not only is it going to change, but I believe that it is changing. And so does Thrive. And as that changes, then, freeze-dried food is going to become the accepted norm. And I think it's going to be the wave of the future for food preservation. And that's one reason that Thrive has changed their market focus. When they first started, they were just, food storage, long-term prepper food storage. Now they are going after the daily use market in a big way, because they believe that the way people cook and the way people preserve their food is going to change. And they want to be at the ground floor of that. And in fact, they are. And so it's a very exciting time to be in freeze-dried food business, because it's just going to explode in the future, and we are at the right place at the right time. Now let's also talk about the company itself. People who do research about businesses and the different stages of business growth and things like that, talking about multi-level marketing businesses, there are basically 4 stages that a company goes through. The first one is the launch stage, where they launch their company, they launch their product. Something like 80% of launch companies fail. They don't make it through the first 2 years or so. Obviously, Thrive made it through the launch stage. And then the next stage is called the consolidation stage. And this is where they made it through the launch stage. They're an established business. It looks like they're going to be able to continue. But they just sort of like pull in the tent flaps a little bit and look at where they're at, and consolidate their business and make sure it's running smoothly, and plan where are we going to go from here, and get our expenses, our costs under control, so that we have a good solid platform to launch from, and that sort of thing. The third stage is called the growth stage, and this is where they're coming out of the launch stage and they just all of a sudden experience absolutely explosive growth, and they can sometimes catapult up into being a major company very quickly. And then the final stage is the maintenance stage. Once they reach that point, they are an established company. They're not going anywhere. They're here for the long run. Growth slows down, though they do still grow. And they, continue to introduce new products occasionally and that sort of thing. But it's, Amway has been there for years in the maintenance. They're still around. They're a good solid company, but they're not experiencing explosive growth. Well, Thrive is just coming out of the consolidation stage and just entering into the growth stage. I think especially with the launch of Simple Plate at the convention a couple months ago, all of a sudden they're seeing explosive growth. My own personal business has seen explosive growth during the month of August, right after the Simple Plate was launched. And Simple Plate is basically launching us into the daily use market much more than we ever were before. So with Thrive just entering into the growth stage, and freeze-dried foods just entering into the stage where it's starting to be accepted by the general public, this is just a fabulous time to be in the Thrive Life company, and a fabulous time to be in the freeze-dried food industry. And so we're just really excited to be here, and we're here for the long haul. And like I said from the beginning, we've failed at so many MLMs in the past. I never imagined this could have happened with us or for us. But because of Thrive now, I'm actually going to be able to retire in a year or two instead of working till I die like I thought I was going to have to. And that's very exciting. So there are actually many different ways to market Thrive. The two main ways that consultants do it, of course, are the food tasting parties and doing events, gun shows, trade shows, that sort of thing, set up a booth. But to be honest with you, there are unlimited ways to market. I just sort of stumbled into YouTube, and any of you who are my downline consultants, you were probably introduced to me through our YouTube channel, and like I said, I just stumbled into that, and that has just catapulted us right up through the ranks, up to silver and headed toward gold, and it's just been a fabulous ride. And that wasn't any of my own, brains that put that together. We just mistakenly stumbled into that. But there are many, many other ways that you can market. Just open your mind to your situation and look around and see what you can do. Just a couple of examples. One of my downline consultants has a daughter who was born, I believe, with cerebral palsy, if I'm correct, and she's, I don't know, I guess maybe 10, 12 years old, something like that. But she has had to eat through a feeding tube for her entire life. And this family was just so frustrated because, the formulas that they give to feed her with the tube are just full of all kinds of additives, all kinds of sugar. When she eats them, she lives, but she doesn't thrive. Well, they discovered Thrive, and they discovered that they can use it while it's still dry and put in the mixture of the food they want to give her, including meats, and put it in a blender and blend it into a powder, and then they can just take it with them, and they can just add water and to the right the right consistency and feed her through her tube, and they can feed her whatever food they want. And their daughter, when they do that, their daughter is thriving. And so he just recently told me that he's going to be going after that market. He's in that that situation, and so he can speak to other people who have children or families who have to eat through a feeding tube. And it's a small market, it's a niche market, but he has an in to that market. Of course, that's not the only way he's going to market it, but that's what he's going to be doing. Another thing, is you can use the same kind of idea, grind up the stuff before you rehydrate it and turn it into a powder, and then you can easily make baby food out of it that's much healthier than the little jars of baby food that you buy at the store, and is much cheaper as well. So if you're a young mom and you've got some babies that you're feeding, use it yourself, and then that would give you an in if you're in any kind of a a MOPS, a Mothers with Preschoolers group, or anything like that, to just share your ideas about how to make healthier baby food with the other mothers that you hang around with. That wouldn't, of course, be your entire market, but that is a way to market. And if you just open your mind to these kinds of things and go for it, you can easily do the same thing that we have done, because, like I said, we are nothing special. But you have to work it as a business. If you just treat it as a hobby, you'll probably just sort of dabble in it and never really get anywhere. But if you take it seriously, you work it as a business, you open your mind to the possibilities, it's just, you can experience explosive growth, and this Thrive can literally change your life. It has literally changed ours, not only in the way we eat, but also in our finances. And I am just so excited to be here. I'm so excited to have you along for the ride. For all of my downline, I want you to know that I am here for you anytime you need any kind of help or guidance or questions or anything like that. Unfortunately, I have enough, unfortunately, I don't know if that's the word, but I have enough downline consultants now that I just simply don't have the time to do what I would like to do, which would be to sit down every month and call every one of you and say, hey, how's it going? How can I help? But I just physically don't have the time to do that. So that's why I'm doing these training videos. I'm trying to help you all, but I want you to know that for anybody who needs help, who wants help, who needs motivation, anything like that, please contact me. Give me a call, give me an email. My contact information is on your upline listing on your back office, and I'm absolutely here for you. If I don't respond back right away to a phone call because, I don't know, I'm in Aruba for the week, leave a message and I will definitely get back to you as soon as I can. And, this is a team sport. And I am here to help you, and as I help you, I help myself, and so we all benefit from it, because it's in my vested interest to help you succeed. So that's what I want to do. I want to help you succeed. And if I've helped anyway in this little motivational speech, then that's really what I want to do. And so that's it. Just go for it. Sit down, make a plan, expand your mind and your thinking into ways that you can market. And give me a call if you need any help, if you have any questions. Have a great day. Goodbye.